We are commencing legal action against Mrs. Meghan Markle. Her televised allegations, particularly the Oprah interview, have inflicted undue harm upon the royal family. An apology no longer suffices. The matter will now proceed through the courts.
In the cool morning air of a late autumn day in London, the gates of Buckingham Palace opened to a crowd of flashing cameras and whispering reporters. It was December 1st, 2025, and everyone had gathered for what was presented as a routine briefing on royal duties. But when King Charles III stepped onto the platform, his face firm and determined beneath the dull gray sky, the energy in the air shifted sharply. Standing beside advisors in fitted suits, he straightened his papers and began to talk. His tone was calm but carried a clear weight. "We are initiating legal proceedings against Mrs. Meghan Markle. Her televised claims, especially the Oprah interview, have caused unfair damage to the royal household. An apology is no longer enough. This issue will now be settled in court." The statement lingered like thunder, sending shockwaves through the press. Journalists hurried into action, phones lighting up with urgent updates. This was far from a normal announcement. It was the first time a sitting British king had personally launched a defamation case against a member of his own family. The interview, broadcast almost 5 years earlier on March 7, 2021, had been a turning point, drawing over 17 million viewers in the United States alone and sparking worldwide discussions on race, mental well-being, and the hidden systems of the monarchy. In it, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, sitting beside Prince Harry, delivered serious accusations. Concerns voiced by unnamed royals about their son Archie's skin tone, a lack of support during her struggles with mental health, and a deep sense of being left unprotected by the royal machine. The palace's first reaction back in 2021 was calm and brief. A statement released 2 days after the broadcast said the family felt saddened by the couple's experiences, noting that although memories might differ, the issues raised, especially those involving race, were taken very seriously but would be handled privately within the family. Yet over the years, the divide only widened. Books, documentaries, and more interviews from the Sussexes kept reopening old wounds, with Harry's 2023 memoir, Spare, adding new layers of personal criticism aimed at his father and brother. With this lawsuit, King Charles signaled the end of patience. Those close to the palace described the move as the final result of repeated offenses, where private attempts at repairing the relationship had failed again and again. One insider, speaking without being named, said the king had struggled deeply with the decision, but saw it as necessary to protect the monarchy's reputation during a time of slipping public trust, influenced by celebrity-driven stories. The press briefing took place under tight security, with protesters and supporters lining the streets. Signs demanding justice for the crown clashed with banners shouting free speech for Meghan, showing the sharp divide surrounding the royal family. As Charles finished, stressing unity and service as the monarchy's guiding principles, the ripple effects were immediate. Legal experts began weighing in on the challenges ahead. Defamation cases in the UK require proof of false statements and actual harm. With the interview's worldwide audience, questions of jurisdiction arose. But for the moment, the drama held everyone's attention, inviting comparisons to historic royal scandals like the 1936 abdication crisis. This was more than a family dispute. It was a struggle over who controlled the story in an age of instant media exposure. The Oprah Winfrey interview remained vivid in public memory as a critical moment when the polished image of royal life showed cracks under the weight of personal revelations. Airing on CBS, it featured Meghan and Harry in a calm California garden discussing their decision to step back from senior royal roles in 2020, nicknamed Mexit. Meghan spoke openly about suicidal thoughts during pregnancy, claiming the palace had refused support over concerns about appearances. Harry confirmed this, adding that conversations within the family had raised worries about Archie's skin tone, hinting at racial bias without naming names. The immediate aftermath was turbulent. Buckingham Palace, speaking for Queen Elizabeth II, acknowledged the family's sadness upon learning the full extent of the couple's struggles. It stressed that the issues would be managed privately, following the classic royal method for handling controversies. Still, the interview's impact went far beyond palace walls. News outlets scrutinized every claim, with UK tabloids condemning it as a betrayal, while American media praised the couple's courage. Polls at the time showed royal approval dipping, with a YouGov survey indicating 48% of Britons viewed the interview negatively, compared to 29% favorably. Over the following years, the story evolved. The Sussexes' Netflix series in 2022 revisited similar topics, portraying the monarchy as outdated and unsupportive. Harry's Spare revealed alleged physical conflicts with Prince William and emotional distance from King Charles, then Prince of Wales. These releases kept the original interview's claims alive, framing them as part of a wider pattern of institutional shortcomings. Royal biographers like Robert Lacey noted in updated editions of Battle of Brothers that the Oprah interview forced the palace to address diversity, leading to initiatives like enhanced staff training on unconscious bias. Critics argued the claims were vague, allowing multiple interpretations. For example, the comment about skin color was later clarified in Omid Scooby's 2023 book Endgame as involving letters between Meghan and Charles, without quoting anyone directly. This vagueness kept debates alive, with some seeing it as proof of systemic problems, while others dismissing it as exaggerated for sympathy. The palace, following its never complain, never explain approach, avoided public rebuttals, but private leaks showed frustration over what they considered one-sided accounts. As the 5th anniversary approached, tensions rose, and royal observers questioned whether reconciliation was possible. The lawsuit announcement shattered that hope, turning the interview from historical record into active legal conflict. Why take action nearly 5 years later? Sources point to a buildup of unresolved grievances, worsened by the Sussexes' later projects. The 2021 broadcast was initially contained, but Harry's memoir and Netflix series amplified the narrative, eroding palace patience. A key factor was the perceived commercial gain from family disputes, with Archwell media deals earning millions while royal approval ratings fluctuated. By 2024, polls showed recovery for the monarchy after Charles's coronation, but negativity toward the Sussexes lingered. An IPSO survey in October 2025 revealed Meghan's UK favorability at 20%, down from 25%, with Harry at 28%. This decline, insiders say, triggered a strategic review, concluding that silence had allowed false narratives to grow. Legal precedent also played a role. Meghan's successful 2021 privacy suit against Associated Newspapers over the publication of a letter to her father showed the courts could intervene in media disputes. Additionally, personal health issues within the royal family shifted priorities. Charles's cancer diagnosis in early 2024, followed by Catherine's, highlighted the need for stability. Reports suggest these events made the king reflect on his legacy, viewing unresolved allegations as damaging. A classified briefing, according to anonymous aides, compiled evidence of reputational harm, including lower tourism to royal sites and strained Commonwealth relations, partly linked to critiques in the Oprah interview. The decision became clear by mid-2025, coinciding with Harry's U.S. visa review over drug admissions in Spare, highlighting inconsistencies in public disclosures. Palace lawyers, citing dismissed defamation cases like semantic.
Markle's against Meghan argued that Oprah's claims implied malice without proof, crossing into libel. The timing also matched broader modernization efforts like transparency reforms, making the lawsuit a defensive move to reclaim narrative control. Behind the scenes, Prince William and Princess Catherine emerged as key advocates for the lawsuit, drawing on long-standing family tensions that predated the Oprah interview. As the future king and queen consort, William and Catherine have long seen the Sussexes' public revelations as threats to the monarchy's stability and their own legacies. Insiders familiar with palace dynamics describe William's frustration, which peaked after Harry's 2023 memoir, Spare, was published. The book not only claimed a physical clash between the brothers, but also included leaked private conversations and accusations of favoritism, which William viewed as serious breaches of family trust and royal protocol. This reflected a broader rift, noted by insiders as already severe even before Mexit, over differences in duty and media management. Catherine, traditionally a mediator, shifted her position after the Sussexes' 2022 Netflix series. The production depicted her as distant and cold in initial interactions with Meghan, contrasting with her public image as compassionate and dedicated to causes like early childhood development and mental health. A 2025 Vanity Fair piece highlighted their decisive roles in similar royal crises, such as removing titles from Prince Andrew amid scandals, showing a pattern of action to protect the monarchy's reputation. Recent updates suggest Catherine's 2024 cancer diagnosis reinforced her determination to keep the family united. Reports indicate she has clashed with other royals over reconciliation with Harry, balancing limits with occasional gestures like suggesting his return home without Meghan to test loyalties. Insiders reveal a series of emergency meetings where William has been outspoken, arguing that unresolved allegations weaken public confidence in the monarchy. He often cites data, such as a 2025 Ipsos survey, showing his approval at 70% thanks to initiatives like the Earthshot Prize, contrasted with the Sussexes' declining numbers. This data-driven approach shows William's strategic mindset, shaped by his time as heir apparent and his dedication to modernizing the royal image. Catherine compliments him by stressing the human cost, especially the effect on their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, whom she wants to protect from the media storm surrounding their uncle and aunt. Her 2024 health battle amplified this protective instinct, prompting her to encourage King Charles to act, framing the lawsuit as a way to restore the monarchy's integrity rather than as a personal vendetta. Biographies like Katie Nichols' The New Hoyles portray William and Catherine as a united front, forged through public scrutiny and health struggles, standing in contrast to Harry's growing isolation in California. This difference shows in William's rare public nods to his brother, often subtly calling for accountability, like at a 2025 engagement where he referenced family bonds amid ongoing estrangement. Their advocacy signals a generational shift. Charles historically favored forgiveness, while the Wales focus on duty and long-term stability over temporary reconciliation. In this situation, the lawsuit is not just a legal action, but a deliberate step to set a clear boundary, making sure the monarchy's story centers on service instead of scandal. This approach has also affected wider palace strategies, with William and Catherine taking faster roles in decision-making. Experts note that their understanding of public opinion positions them as key planners of the crown's future. Oprah Winfrey, the media icon who hosted the 2021 interview with Meghan and Harry, is reportedly reflecting deeply on its long-term effects. Sources close to her say she is reconsidering the broadcast's role in exacerbating tensions within the British royal family. While Oprah has not made an official comment, industry insiders suggest she views the interview as a pivotal moment that spiraled beyond her intentions of creating empathy and understanding. A 2025 Newsweek feature captured this view through an anonymous producer, acknowledging Meghan's openness while subtly noting Oprah's hindsight regrets over the interview's divisive impact on public perception of the royals. This reflects with broader discussions in media analysis and social platforms, where commentators speculate that Oprah might have probed deeper or challenged certain narratives to provide a more balanced view, possibly reducing the backlash. Her concerns go beyond personal feelings, tying to her professional empire, including connections to UK audiences and collaborations. For example, her ongoing work with UK broadcasters for content distribution and international wellness projects could face scrutiny amid the royal lawsuit. Recent initiatives in 2025 highlight this exposure. Oprah participated in the Global Wellness Day campaign, promoting accessible health resources and even mentioning Meghan, showing her commitment to cross-Atlantic causes. Her 2025 annual favorite things list included Meghan's artisanal jam, mixing personal endorsement with commercial promotion in the UK market. Philanthropic projects, like her digital wellness initiative with Meghan and Melinda French Gates for young girls launched in late 2024, also extend to British programs, raising concerns that royal disputes could deter donors or partners. Additionally, her 2019 mental health series with Harry continues to influence documentaries and awareness campaigns with UK ties, including potential European streaming expansions. Charles's defamation lawsuit has intensified these worries, putting Oprah in a delicate position. Legal experts note possible subpoenas for depositions, similar to her role in Samantha Markle's 2022 defamation case against Meghan, where she was called to testify about related communications. Tabloid coverage, often sensationalized on platforms like YouTube and Facebook, suggests Oprah sees the interview as a misstep that boosted one-sided perspectives, potentially hurting her reputation as a neutral figure in high-profile debates. Videos from 2025 channels claim she broke her silence with remarks like, "I should have never trusted her," though these are unverified and likely exaggerated for clicks. Despite the controversy, Oprah reportedly still respects the Sussexes' bravery in sharing their stories, carefully balancing empathy with professional caution. In today's increasingly divided media landscape, where royal scandals intersect with global entertainment, she is said to be consulting advisors to protect her brand while avoiding further entanglement. This episode shows the unintended consequences of high-profile interviews, forcing even figures like Oprah to rethink the line between journalism and advocacy. The lawsuit invokes UK defamation laws, focusing on libel under the Defamation Act 2013, which balances free speech with reputational protection. The law introduced a key threshold. A statement is defamatory only if it is published and likely to cause serious harm to the claimant's reputation. For King Charles, this means proving concrete damage, such as financial loss, social ostracism, or measurable decline in public opinion, rather than emotional upset alone. The act raised the bar from pre-2013 rules where minor harm could suffice, aiming to prevent frivolous claims while addressing real injury. In this case, the palace must show that Meghan's allegations in the Oprah interview, implying racial bias and neglect, were false, publicized, and caused serious harm, potentially supported by polling drops or strained international relations. Filed in London's High Court, the claim targets the interview statements about Archie's skin color
and the alleged denial of mental health support, arguing that these unverified claims have damaged the monarchy's image as a unifying institution. Jurisdiction is clear, based on the interview airing on UK networks like ITV, reaching millions and influencing British public debate. The palace's legal team may also use injurious falsehood, a related tort covering maliciously false statements that cause economic loss, though this is less common in reputation cases. Precedents exist from recent high-profile royal disputes. Notably, Meghan's 2021 win against Associated Newspapers for publishing her private letter to her father set strong privacy protections and awarded her damages and a front-page apology. That case focused on privacy, not defamation, which flips the script here, with the royals as plaintiffs. Harry's 2020 libel case against the same publisher for misrepresenting his military charity work offers a closer analogy, ending with damages and an apology, showing public figures can win when falsehoods are proven. Other UK cases, like Johnny Depp's 2020 loss to The Sun over abuse allegations, highlight the importance of truth as a defense, while Lawrence Fox's 2024 libel defeat shows the risks of unverified claims. Crown lawyers seek compensatory damages, possibly in the hundreds of thousands, plus an injunction to stop further repetition and a court-ordered retraction or apology to reduce ongoing harm. Challenges are significant, especially free speech defenses under Article 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which protects expression unless restrictions are necessary and proportionate. The public interest defense in Section 4 of the Defamation Act could be used by Meghan's team, claiming the interview addressed important societal issues like race and mental health, requiring proof that she reasonably believed it benefited the public. UK libel laws are generally more plaintiff-friendly than in the US, often shifting the burden to the defendant to prove truth. However, the 2013 reforms made winning harder without clear evidence of serious harm. Legal experts, including those from firms like Carter Ruck, predict a lengthy battle lasting 12 to 24 months, with pre-trial disputes over jurisdiction and admissibility. The disclosure phase could reveal emails, palace meeting notes, and even Oprah's production documents, potentially exposing sensitive communications that could embarrass both sides. The Sussexes' legal team, experienced from cases like Samantha Markle's dismissed 2024 defamation suit, may use absolute defenses such as truth or honest opinion, framing the claims as protected commentary. Settlement is still possible, perhaps through a confidential payout or mutual non-disparagement agreement, as often seen in celebrity disputes to avoid trial scrutiny. This legal action departs from royal tradition, where grievances were handled privately under the never complain, never explain ethos. By going to court, King Charles takes a modern, proactive stance against perceived libel in an age of viral media, potentially setting new precedents for how institutions protect their narratives while balancing privacy, truth, and public accountability. Reactions were immediate, splitting along familiar lines. UK tabloids hailed it as overdue justice, with an Express poll showing 75% support, while progressives criticized it as suppressing speech, echoing Guardian critiques. Globally, US outlets like CNN emphasized free expression, while European media compared it to historical royal disputes. Polling reflected the divide. YouGov's October 2025 data showed Charles's approval at 68%, Meghan's at 21%. Social media exploded with hashtag royal lawsuit trending. Feminist groups rallied behind Meghan, while monarchists supported the king. The case affected Archie, causing hesitation among donors and sparking broader discussions about media responsibility. As the lawsuit progresses, its implications are far-reaching. Meghan, born in 1981 to a biracial family, went from actress to duchess under intense public scrutiny. Her activism, from UN speeches to the Archie Foundation, now faces new obstacles. Harry, once the spare, continues advocating causes while coping with family estrangement. His Invictus legacy remains intact, but personal relationships are strained. King Charles's reign, defined by modernization efforts, benefits from this assertive approach, with polls showing stability. William and Catherine have strengthened their roles as stewards, emphasizing equality in their parenting. The lawsuit may open dialogue or deepen divisions, but it demonstrates the monarchy's adaptation in a digital age, balancing centuries-old traditions with the demands of transparency and accountability. Reactions were immediate, splitting along familiar lines. UK tabloids hailed it as overdue justice, with an Express poll showing 75% support, while progressives criticized it as suppressing speech, echoing Guardian critiques. Globally, US outlets like CNN emphasized free expression, while European media compared it to historical royal disputes. Polling reflected the divide. YouGov's October 2025 data showed Charles's approval at 68%, Meghan's at 21%. Social media exploded with hashtag royal lawsuit trending. Feminist groups rallied behind Meghan, while monarchists supported the king. The case affected Archie, causing hesitation among donors and sparking broader discussions about media responsibility. As the lawsuit progresses, its implications are far-reaching. Meghan, born in 1981 to a biracial family, went from actress to duchess under intense public scrutiny. Her activism, from UN speeches to the Archie Foundation, now faces new obstacles. Harry, once the spare, continues advocating causes while coping with family estrangement. His Invictus legacy remains intact, but personal relationships are strained. King Charles's reign, defined by modernization efforts, benefits from this assertive approach, with polls showing stability. William and Catherine have strengthened their roles as stewards, emphasizing equality in their parenting. The lawsuit may open dialogue or deepen divisions, but it demonstrates the monarchy's adaptation in a digital age, balancing centuries-old traditions with the demands of transparency and accountability.